Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. This video is going to be another one of my breakfast chats in which I sit down and share a meal with you guys and talk about something. And I've noticed that I always do these right after my shower, so you can also watch my hair continuously dry throughout the next 20 or so minutes. Today it's been raining all morning, and even though it's probably still warm outside because I live in Miami, I just felt like having like a cozier breakfast. So I have a mug of turmeric ginger tea because there's no turmeric in the rest of my breakfast. So, you know, I still had to have my turmeric. I just choked myself. Oh, this is off to a great start. I apologize. It's harder to drink on camera than it looks, I guess. And then anyways, I actually have a savory breakfast for once. Well, I do have some fruit on the side, but I made this like avocado toast, except it's not just avocados. I made like an avocado pesto a few days ago and I had some left over, so I like spread it on toast and put colorful tomatoes on there and basil. I actually tell you guys how I make this in a video that will be coming to this channel shortly, so you can stay tuned for that. And then on the side I have some fruits. I just cut up an orange and I made it look like all fancy and flowery for that Instagram photo. And then I actually have some black sapote, which people say tastes like chocolate. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There. It's like super creamy. I got it from my friends Rain and Adele, who run Miami Fruit. Definitely check them out. They have awesome stuff. And then I also have this lemon that I thought was an orange, because yeah, when I go on evening walks in my neighborhood, everyone has like fruit trees, and if stuff's on the sidewalk, I just kind of take it. And I actually saw this and like it looks like an orange on the outside. It's like darker and had some like speckles and it's pretty orange looking. So I actually picked it up on my walk yesterday and I was like, I'm not sure if this is an orange actually from a tree or if someone just like dropped it when they were walking. But I decided to take it anyway, so I'm like, well, if it's bad, I just won't eat it. And then I cut into it this morning, so I was like, I want an orange with my toast. And then I was like, I think this is a lemon. So yeah, it's a lemon, and it's probably from someone's tree because grocery store lemons don't look like this, at least the ones that I've seen. But anyways, that's what I'm eating for breakfast today. And today I wanted to talk about dealing with hate/criticism, not only on YouTube, but like in real life too. And I also wanted to touch on sort of like my thoughts on drama, which I feel like are pretty obvious. Like if you watch my channel, like I don't start drama, so, but you know, I'll get more into it. I'm gonna start with this. So it's like super creamy. I don't know, but it's kind of like subtly sweet, and I feel like the flavor isn't that intense, but I still enjoy it. It's very refreshing. But anyways, so if we're talking about like criticism and drama, I just want to preface this by saying, like, obviously I do get hate comments on like some of my videos, obviously the more like popular ones, because those are the ones that more like troll people are attracted to. So they probably don't watch these, but anyways. And yeah, I've gotten like a few comments on Instagram, but I definitely feel like YouTube is a lot worse, because I feel like YouTube is kind of more anonymous, because you can just like make a random YouTube account and subscribe to channels and comment, whereas like usually if you have an Instagram account, it's like you post your photos on your personal profile, so you don't want to just like have a troll account, although I'm sure there are some people who have gone to the extent to do that. I just missed my mouth. Okay, it's off to a great start. But anyways, so yeah, I have gotten like, I don't think I get a lot of hate, because I don't really like put a lot of things out there that's like easy for people to hate. Like, I don't know, I've never really gotten a hate comment about a smoothie bowl being like, oh my god, your food is so ugly. But I do get like negative comments sometimes, or like people will complain about the way I do my videos and stuff, and it honestly like really gets to me, probably more than I should let it. But as a disclaimer, like I feel like I am a pretty sensitive person, which is kind of ironic considering I'm putting myself out here on YouTube. But like, even in my real life, if someone gives me like a comment, or I get into an argument with someone and they say something negative about me, I usually take it really, really seriously. And I know that I shouldn't, but I can really let it get me down. And like, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but sometimes when people like, I'm not saying this happens all the time, but like when someone says something negative about you, it literally feels like someone is like stabbing me in the stomach or the heart. And I don't know, it's like I can't breathe, and I'm like, oh my God, I've offended someone. Like, what should I do to make it better? Because I think the way I was raised to like always apologize when something was my fault. Even if it wasn't my fault, I would probably apologize. And I'm a pretty non-confrontational person, so I don't like to get in people's faces. And so it's like when I have offended someone, I think that I see it as like something that I automatically did wrong. But I've been trying to change this mentality, and that's why I sort of wanted to do this talk about it, because yeah, I don't know, I feel like some people are like really inclined to posting hate comments or just like criticizing your videos when it's really not necessary. But that doesn't mean that you should let it get to you either. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like most people who watch these videos have like really, really sweet responses, and I feel like the comments on these breakfast chats are my favorite responses, because I get to know you guys the most, because we like talk about more substantial things. This is good. You guys can make this at home. I used Ezekiel bread for anyone who's wondering. But yeah, so I used to get really, really, really bothered by comments, and I'm not gonna lie, I still do sometimes. But then I read this book, and I have it here next to me. I have like notes for this mukbang, guys. I'm like super prepared. This book is called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I actually first heard of it when I did Fight Master Yoga, because she would quote this book sometimes at the end of a yoga practice. She's a channel here on YouTube, and I've mentioned her before, but you guys should totally check out her YouTube videos. But anyways, if you haven't read this book, I would highly, highly recommend it. I got it for super cheap on Amazon, and it's a really, really easy read. Like, I'm a fast reader, but I found it so interesting. I read it in 2 days, and I probably could have read it in 1, but I just kind of read like the first few pages on the first day, and then when I like actually got into the book, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to stop. And it's not like a fiction book. It's just like him talking about 4 agreements. So generally, as a preface, there are 4 agreements that like you should have in your life. And the first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personally. The third one is don't make assumptions. And the fourth is always do your best. And so like the premise of this book is that like if you do all of these 4 things, you will achieve like happiness. But the chapter on the second agreement, don't take anything personally, I think had like the biggest impact on me, but it's one of the shortest chapters. But the way he describes this, I feel like kind of relates to receiving hate and criticism. And yeah, so I highlighted part of the passage, and I just want to read it to you guys because he says it like so much better than I would, and it would probably take like maybe max. Oh, I just knocked my toast off my cutting board and got on my hand. Yeah, but he says it way better than I would. I don't want to waste paper towel. It's a good thing I had those there though. Okay. So I'm gonna read this, but you should still get the book. Okay. So it's on the topic of like taking things personally, or like when someone leaves a hateful comment or a negative comment to you and you get offended. It's sort of like in that context, okay? So you take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you are trapped in the dream of hell. ... We make the assumption that everything is about me. Nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. When we take something personally, we make the assumption that they know what is in our world and we try to impose our world on their world. And then he goes on for a little bit. And when you take things personally, then you feel offended and your reaction is to defend your beliefs and create conflicts. You make something big out of something so little because you have the need to be right and make everyone else wrong. It is not important to me what you... Okay, he's like speaking from his own voice in this point. He says, it is not important to me what you think about me, and I don't take what you think personally. Either way, it does not affect me because I know what I am. I don't have the need to be accepted. You may even tell me, Miguel, what you are saying is hurting me, but it is not what I am saying that is hurting you. It is that you have wounds that I touch by what I have said. And it goes on, and there was like a few sentences in between the stuff that I highlighted, but like when I read that, my mind went like, and I don't know, I wasn't that good at reading it, so I don't know how much of an impact it had on you, but basically like what I interpret it as is that when someone says something negative, so like for example, when I get a negative YouTube comment, I get some comments that I literally just laugh at because I can tell that they're just trying to make me feel bad, and like I cannot relate to it at all, and I just like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good one. I haven't heard that before. Oh, like my favorite one is someone commented on one of my videos once and was like, girl, you should have listened to your last name and stuck to making shoes because you were boring. And I was like, okay, yeah, I haven't heard that joke before. So it's like there's some comments like that where I'll just blow off and whatever. But then there are some comments that when I read them, like I described earlier, like I feel like someone is like stabbing me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like someone thinks that about me. And those comments are the ones that correlate to like the self-doubts that I have about myself. So yeah, so it's like when someone insults you, if you totally cannot relate to it at all and you don't like deep down like have a sort of insecurity about that, it's really easy to blow off. Like if I was walking down the street and someone was like, I don't know, like, oh my God, your hair is so ugly, I would probably just be like, okay, bye, you're weird, because like I'm fine with my hair. It's not like one of my insecurities. But so like for example, I'm not trying to get too personal or anything, someone commented on one of my videos once and was like, you look like you should go start exercising more because you look a little unhealthily overweight. And I responded because it probably, well, it did like hurt me, because I mean everyone has like insecurities about their own body or whatever, and I was just like, thank you, like I feel great, like I'm still active and blah, like whatever. And then that person responded again, was like, no, really, you should like go do some squats and stuff, like I can tell your face is too fat. And like even just saying that, like I sort of feel bad saying that, but that's because like deep down I still have insecurities about my body, and I'm not 100% like confident with my body, although I would like to be, and I think that's an awesome thing. Like I feel like comments when people attack your physical appearance in terms of like your weight, they usually hurt a lot more than when people comment and tell you you're boring or stuff like that. And so it's like deep down for me, like I said earlier, I still have this thing where it's like, I want to try to please everyone. And I know that's not possible, but sometimes I just still get in that mood. So when someone comments on my videos with a negative comment being like, ew, I hate the way you did this video or whatever, I still let it get to me sometimes. But the reality is I shouldn't, and I should like kind of take a step back. So like that's what I've been trying to do. And on that note, I want to say, like, this guy is not saying that you should become so perfectly immune to all hate and criticism that when someone just like says something rude to you, you just smile and you're like, okay, thank you. Like, you live in your own reality, I live in mine. Nothing you say will ever bother me. Because everyone has bad days, and everyone has days where we're like, wow, that comment really stung. Like, why did you have to be a jerk and say that? And then also not saying like you have to love everyone who hates you either. I think it definitely takes a certain level of emotional maturity to be able to take a step back and be like, what they're saying does not personally affect me. I have control over my reaction. So like, for example, now when I get a comment on YouTube, like some of them I still laugh at and some of them I still read and they make me sad. And what I do then is I notice why I'm sad and I think about it. I use it as an example to learn more about myself. So like, for example, if someone comments on my videos and I'm just gonna use the old one. Like if a guy comments on my videos and says, hey, you're really fat, and I read it and I'm like, ow, that hurt. But then I take a step back and I think about it, I'm like, why did that hurt? Like, because if I truly believed that I was beautiful and I accepted myself for who I am, I would just laugh it off and be like, wow, you're entitled to your own opinion, but guess what? I'm fabulous and I'm not gonna let that bother me. Versus if I let his negative voice or like his negative energy in, and then I accept that and I accept what he's saying as a truth, when in reality, it's not a truth, it's like his distorted perception, and I live in my own reality. I should be confident with my body, so I shouldn't let those things get to me. So, it's obviously still a work in progress, and I'm not gonna say every day I'm like, wow, that's great. But you can even take this and interpret it to other situations. So like if someone is bothering you and you think a negative thought about them, I always think it's like worth it to take a step back and be like, why does that bother me so much? Like, for example, if there's someone in your class who you find really obnoxious and you don't get along with them, maybe think about why they're bothering you. Like, are they bothering you because you yourself are more introverted and maybe you wish you had more social skills like they do? Or does it bother you that someone is like a know-it-all and that they are always participating in class? Does it deep down, does it bother you because like you wish you were a better student? And I'm not saying those things have to necessarily be true. It could be something else entirely. But I think it's like really interesting and definitely mind-opening to think about things in that way. Because yeah, in reality, like, you have the power to react to whatever situation in whatever way you want to. So if you don't let like negative comments get to you, I feel like you're more confident in yourself and you're sort of like able to pull yourself away from the actual situation and like sort of be outside of it and look objectively and be like, hey, that's just someone's opinion. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. And yeah, like, I don't think this can solely apply to YouTube. I think this could totally apply to your lives as well. Like, if you get into an argument with someone and they say something about you that you don't like, obviously you're allowed to feel upset and get upset about it, but maybe think about why it's bothering you. Again, I'm doing a horrible job at eating my food. But yeah, I feel like I could talk about that for forever, but I'm also feeling like I'm kind of talking in circles. So before I end this video, I wanted to briefly talk about like not only hate and criticism, but I want to sort of talk about drama, because a lot of YouTube channels are very full of drama on here, but obviously my channel is not one of them, and I'm not making this video to call anyone out. I just want to make that incredibly clear. I just want to make a video on my stance on drama in general, not just YouTube drama, but just like drama in life too. Like, I've always been a non-confrontational person, so I don't really like drama. I'm not one of those people who says I don't like drama and then I start drama. Like, I genuinely do not like drama. It annoys me when people are fighting. I'm just like, can't we all just get along? But anyways, like, when I started, everyone is entitled to do whatever they want to do on YouTube. But like, for me personally, I always try to put myself in the other person's shoes. Like, like I said, I'm a very sensitive person, so if someone ever made a negative video about me, I can't even imagine how bad that I would probably feel about myself, even though I shouldn't. But I just know, like, I wouldn't like that, because people don't know me like solely from my YouTube channel. Like, I do have a life outside of YouTube, and like maybe I accidentally said a comment and I was incorrect. Like, there's no point in making a YouTube video about it, and I just personally, that's not my style. And like, I would never want someone to make a video about me. So when I joined YouTube, I swore to myself, and I still swear to myself, that I am never going to make a video about another specific person, because I just feel like it's so negative and it spreads so much negative energy, and I really think it sheds a negative light kind of like on veganism. Like, I think sometimes those videos can be helpful and everyone is entitled to do whatever they want to do, but that's just totally not my style. Like, I like showing people how easy veganism can be, and I like sharing like recipes and fun things. Like, I just feel like it's so counterproductive and such a waste of my time to like make a video about what someone else is doing wrong, when instead I can just be making a video like helping other people. So that's sort of my stance on it. But I also want to say, like, before I really got into the YouTube scene, I would totally watch those videos about other people. And even when I first started, like, I would never directly participate in it, but I was like, oh my god, like, this person did this about someone else, like, I have to watch this video, I have to keep up with the drama. And then I realized, like, just because you weren't making a video about someone else, by watching that video or commenting on that video or liking or disliking that video even, you're just like adding fuel to the fire, and you're perpetuating that drama too. And I also realized that, like, just watching all these people gossip about other people was like honestly bringing me down. Like, even though I wasn't directly involved in it, I kind of like felt like I was involved in it, and it was just so negative. And I just feel like it's so petty and so unnecessary to make a video about someone else when you're in an argument with them. My camera automatically cuts off when I talk for a certain amount of time, so I'm gonna stop it. Okay, we're back. Sorry, it's annoying. But anyways, yeah, like, I just feel like it's so immature and petty to make a video about someone else when you're in an argument with them. That's just me personally. Why can't you just resolve it like yourselves? Why do you have to bring other people into it? But anyways, I realized that, like, I was still contributing to the drama that I didn't like by watching those videos. So I told myself that I just was not going to watch it anymore. So personally, for me, like, still being subscribed to those channels was like, just seeing those videos in my subscription feed was negative too. So I just unsubscribed from those channels. Like, nothing personal, I just didn't need that negativity in my life. And like, even if YouTube recommends a video to me, like, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, that title's really interesting, like, what happened? And I'm about to click on it, and then I stop myself and I'm like, Caitlin, you don't watch drama, you're not gonna watch it. And I just like don't allow myself to participate in it, because yeah, like, I feel like if someone has a personal issue, they should resolve it with the other person directly. And so I don't know how many of you guys who watch my videos also watch like the drama related videos, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. Like, if you don't like the drama either, maybe we all should stop participating in it. And if we spent the time that we waste watching videos about other people and what they're doing wrong, and instead like actually fuel that energy towards promoting a positive vegan message, or just spreading love, or just like doing something completely different, think of how much more free time you would have in your life. And I can honestly say my life is infinitely better when I felt like I didn't have to keep up with the drama and know like who was mad at who now. Like, it's just not worth my time, to be honest. Like, I'm a very busy person, and I would much rather be having conversations with friends about things I'm like actually interested about than conversations about people who I don't like. Because yeah, like, it's, you all put out negative, like, everyone puts out positive and negative energy, and I don't want to talk about other people when I could be talking about something else that like I genuinely like. So that's my take on it. I think that's also why it took me so long to make a YouTube channel, because honestly I was like genuinely scared that because I made videos, someone was just like gonna make a video about me. And I'm still scared to this day. Like, I'm just like waiting for the day that someone sees something that I did that personally offends them, and then they make a video about me, and I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, please no. But yeah, like I hate drama. I don't want to get involved in drama. That's my take on it, but I'm curious to see what your takes are on it. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I know I didn't finish my breakfast again, but you know, I have to be like somewhat productive and film while I'm eating, because otherwise if I film a video and eat at a separate time, it's just like too much of a waste of my time. And I'm currently in the middle of my final exams right now, and I'm using this as a break to study. But yeah, let me know in the comments below how you deal with like hate or criticism, and how you deal with drama. Like, do you feel like you need to be involved in drama? Maybe there's a valid reason for that. Do you feel like you don't need to? Maybe there's a reason for that too. I mean, I think my reasons are pretty sound, but I'm always open to hearing other people's opinions. And yeah, also what I wanted to say was, I think if you guys leave a comment below, like take the time to read some other people's comments, because a lot of you are saying like very similar things, or I think we're all sort of on the same page, and maybe you can comment on someone else's comment instead of starting a new like thread, so in that way we can like keep the discussion going between each other, because I don't only want to interact with you guys, I want you guys to interact with each other as well, because you know, that makes me happy. It's like we're all friends and we're all just chatting. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know someone requested that I talk about my experience with yoga, so I think I'm going to do that for the next video. But if you have any other topic suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments below. I love you guys. I hope you're having an awesome day, and if you're having finals right now like me, just know that it's going to be okay and it will all be over soon. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.